Hi, and welcome to Quickfire Chats inside the minds of entrepreneurs. I'm Christopher Karkowski, leader of the Successville City Project, and I'm thrilled to have Alin with us today. This is a fast-paced 10 to 20 minute dive into their entrepreneurship journey. Let's get this started. Who are you, and what is your mission as an entrepreneur? Let's keep these questions pretty brief as well, because most of the questions are going to hit most of the stuff you're going to want to talk about.
So, hi, Chris. My name is Alin Olteanu. I'm a 41-year-old entrepreneur from Romania, Eastern Europe. I have been a technical draftsman for architecture and design since 2012. That's where my journey in helping others succeed has started. In 2016, I opened up an account on Upwork. Upwork is a marketplace. It's more of a freelancing marketplace for projects and where business owners can find freelancers for the projects. I started small.
That sounds great for now. Let's go and move on to question two, because you're already kind of wanting to go and start talking about question two. What business are you building, and where are you in your journey?
Currently, I'm developing my business development consultations, and I am focusing on an AI business, which helps legal entrepreneurs, because lawyers are also a sort of entrepreneur because they are independent and deal with their own cases. We can switch to a share screen, and I can show you some things.
Yeah, I can go and see your screen now. Please go ahead.
Okay, so let me translate it.
I guess this also goes into the next question. If somebody asks what your business provides in 60 seconds, how would you explain it so there's no confusion? And you can go ahead and just show us, because that makes the most sense.
Okay, so my business, besides the business development consultancy sides of things, I also am working for starting up a company which focuses on providing custom AI systems for non-technical users. And it's focused on businesses which need information privacy. Basically, if you deal with confidential documents and you don't want those leaked to third parties, but you want them processed by AI, because if you have large amounts of data, like chatting with multiple documents from multiple sources, gives you access to gives you answers to your questions really quick, and not uploading them to a third party gives privacy and ensures that no confidentiality agreement is broken. Also, besides, in comparison, actually, to traditional AI services, like when you go on ChatGPT, it searches the web. Here, if we configure your own system for your business, it will search only the documents you input. So no external sources, just trusted, validated sources. So you don't get quote unquote crap in your answers. You'll get just the information which is in those confidential documents. So no filler. Basically, this kind of system that my business aims to set up for other businesses usually caters to people who deal with high confidentiality informations, as I said earlier.
So hospitals, things like that.
Yes, exactly. We can set it up either on your infrastructure, if you have compatible PCs, or we can set up a custom NVIDIA workstation specifically for that AI, which can be linked to a local network, so to the company's network. So it's secure, and you can also have remote access to it.
Got you. That makes sense.
So it can run containerized on virtual machines in offline mode. So you've got privacy for it, man.
Would you like to go and continue explaining anything further, or would you like to move on to the next question?
We can move on to the next question.
All right, that sounds good. What did your biggest success come from, and why do you think it worked?
My biggest success came from the fact that the people I've helped, like their businesses, let's start with the first one in 2019. We've got Figure Eight that show a real estate agency, and they had a WordPress website, and they were looking to upgrade it. I upsold them a custom solution, which I have developed in partnership with the owner. So their platform is specifically tailored, like each aspect has been coded. I have been the front end developer and the designer alongside the owner. So we have built a custom platform for him. And the fact that he won, this is the owner, Mr. Michael Assad, and the fact that he won multiple prizes and as recognition for his real estate business in a specialized, how do you say it, specialized events. There are events hosted by real estate marketers and big companies, and he has won prizes 2 years in a row for the best real estate company. One prize, I think it was linked to the platform, but it wasn't specifically just that. He also scaled his business from his point of view. He might have become a better person, because it's not just about your business card. It's not just about what you're showing people online. It's about how you serve your customers in person. So I think he took multiple steps, and developing a new platform was one of the first steps for his business. So that makes me happy, because that's a win. And if I bring value, that's great. And a company grows, what I have done for them or what we have built together, that's definitely a win. Another business I have helped is Ring Bros, ringbros.com. Oops, I misspelled it. Sorry.
No problem.
So ringbros.com. The same hands-on approach. I have worked with my friend Stefan, who is a race car enthusiast, and we have started his company together. I wasn't an investor, but I was there from early on, like from his first days. He had two other investors, which, because they didn't want to relocate to Germany, pulled out. I've been there. So we did his logo. We did his car stickers from front and back. And that's actually an image of me driving. Oh no, that's Stefan. We have some image of me somewhere driving his car. Is one of his race cars on the world famous Nürburgring racetrack.
So would you say that
Yeah.
just your hands-on approach is what brought you the most success, going and just diving in and finding people that need your help, and then you just dive in to help them in every way you can?
Exactly. I don't focus on just parts, just bits of it. It's a holistic approach. And that's what most startups need, because the very first people you bring in a startup, like that's quite valuable input. It weighs a lot in comparison to a business which has already grown, and people you hire, they have to follow procedures. They have a book and they go by the book, and each person does his own bit of work. But that's when you already have things set up in place and you already have the money to flow towards those positions. So then, yeah, sure, everybody can do a little bit and scale up the business. But when you're starting a business, people with multiple skills, they're really helpful. Also, that helps in thinking outside the box.
That makes sense.
So
Let's move to the next question. I think that this one, hopefully you haven't gone through too many failures, but what was your biggest failure in business, and how did you keep going afterwards?
my biggest failure in business, It was when I started a PlayStation and Xbox gaming room. It wasn't just a room, it was an apartment with two PlayStations and one Xbox, 4 seats on each. And the biggest mistake there was because I was also the owner and also the person who was actually serving the customers there. I also had the co-founder, but he was busy with multiple ventures. He went with me to develop the business, to start the business up, but I had to be there in person and tender the customers. And our mistake was that it was in a bad neighborhood and things weren't so chill. It was an inexpensive location, but it wasn't quite in a bad neighborhood, but it was somewhere in between. And after a few misunderstandings between the different categories of customers happened. Some customers were more, how to say it, reticent, or more wary of whether they should come and play on our new PlayStations 5 because they were really recently launched and we pre-ordered them from China and they were shipped. That was the big aspect of the business. But the failure came from the fact that it was in a partially bad neighborhood and different categories of customers came. Ones were more rowdy or how can I say it? And that wasn't good for our customers, so they didn't like it. And only the bad part, the only other ones were brave enough to visit the gaming rooms, and we even had a fight broke up outside outside the location because inside, well, of course, we had security. But when groups of people, like the other group of people said, "Shit, we have problems with the other group of people, and we can't come and play," and so we basically that business failed. It's what can I say more about it?
No, that makes
So it
sense.
failed.
Do you believe in goals? If so, what goals for yourself and your company have led to success?
Goals. I don't know if goals is the right term. Usually, like we do things. The greater goal is to better humanity. That's the greatest goal you can achieve. If you manage to better humanity, that's a great goal. But of course, as a entrepreneur, you have to make money. So that kind of pushes you, either if you have a goal or not, or until you find your goal, you're kind of pushed, like as it is with a workplace, as it is with a job. You have to put in the work to get paid.
That makes sense.
So
I guess that this question's a little bit repetitive if you don't use the word goal, milestone, part in your business. What do you do when you don't hit your goal or milestone or deadline, whatever it may be for you?
I changed my approach. That's an important aspect. First, getting feedback is also an important aspect, and implementing the good feedback. That's usually it. If you're trying to change when a goal is not reached, you have to try and see why. You have to see even if that milestone has value, because I in some cases I might have been running in circles, and you have to change your approach and adapt as quickly as possible.
Got you. So keep adapting and be willing to listen to criticism and change. That's pretty much what sums up. Got you. What is the biggest misconception or problem people see in your business, and how do you manage it?
Uh, I try to overcome all hurdles. Trust people. I don't think of it as misconceptions, but trust. People have to trust you. So that's a hurdle. you have to earn the trust of your audience. So that's a thing I think we're all dealing with. You have to show that you have the skills, and in case it's not an audience and it's your interlocutor, if it's the business owner, you have to also understand their point of view, their ideas, and you have to build trust from understanding. You have to come up with expertise on subject, like on understanding the project, the business, the issue. And when people see, okay, this guy has some knowledge about this, maybe we can work on it. And then you start coming with expertise and building trust and delivering each time a contract is set up, a task is set up, a promise is set up. So that's I think one of the most important aspects when dealing either with a customer or even a larger audience. Like when people do marketing, do YouTube shorts, they try to build trust because they tell some things about their business, they give some insights on themselves. What is the point? Okay, to build trust, to
Trust and
market,
reputation.
to part.
That seems like
Yeah,
your answer to purely trust and reputation is the thing that you need to build to avoid the misconceptions and problems with people in business. That makes a lot of sense. Let's move to the next question. If you had to start over again, which industry would you choose and why? You're muted. There we go.
sorry.
You're all good.
Uh,
I can hear you now.
okay, so the question was if I would start again, which industry would I choose? I think I would make a good lawyer. I When I was in law school, I thought about becoming a prosecutor or a judge because I also like the action aspect of that job. Like you get to go in and break doors with the police. And I got an award for participating in a few competitions while I was in law school. I got two awards actually, one from the EU, where they evaluated our logical thinking and personality and abilities, and they give me like a personalized document which would help me further develop myself for the career of a prosecutor. That would have took another 3 years, like it's separate after law school. But yeah, I could start again as a lawyer. I would have to do another year of law school, and I don't know if it's possible because I dropped out, and you have a maximum number of years until you can go and redo your studies, until you can restart your studies. But yeah, so lawyer would.
That makes sense because of your background. That makes a lot of sense. This is the last question, and this one you're going to have the complete floor. If you could tell the world anything, what would it be? This last minute is yours. It can be a couple more minutes than 1 minute, but if you got anything to plug, anything to go and talk about that you want people to know about, what would it be?
We should focus on bettering ourselves because technology has already reached, in my point of view, it's really sci-fi. We're living in sci-fi times. I think society, after bettering ourselves, we should try and better society. Outer space, I don't think should be our main focus because there are a lot of things that can be done better right here on Earth, like from our democracies, they can be improved. And first comes improving yourself, then improving society, and just keep improving in the good areas. And we have a lot of problems on our hands. We still have issues with educated people being homeless. We have veterans being homeless. They serve their country, so that is broken. If you have veterans, homeless veterans, that's something very wrong with society, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So we should focus more on how to distribute wealth to businesses who can further employ and educate people. And work is just one side of it. I think that I dream of a world where work can be fully part-time, like where you can select your own working hours, where you can just hop in on a job if you have the required skill sets and do the task that needs to be done, get paid for that task, and then you can have time to develop yourself. Like power power to the working people, but power also in the sense of time, choosing your own time. So that's pretty important. Having the freedom of time. So
That makes a lot of sense. Do you have any businesses that you would like to plug? This would be the time to also do so. If you wanted to go and tell the world about a specific business that you want people to go and hit up, if you've got a book, if you've got a YouTube series, anything like that, we can also go and throw that at you.
definitely, first of all, hit up Success Mill.
Awesome.
Okay. That's a great idea, but that's a great business. And I'm not just saying it because you're interviewing me. I'm saying it because I see potential in it. And I also told you that I want to come and join your endeavors in developing it. On my end, I do business development, so you can hit me up. I do hands-on business development. So you can hit me up with any questions regarding new business. And
How would the world want to
that's
hit you up for your services? Where would people go?
so right now I only have the digital library website. Basically, I'm only promoting on furlough right now. They can also find me on Upwork, like for a straight task job. That's where you can hire me for tasks and consultations. And that's basically on Upwork.
Got you.
Well,
I'll have it
and
in the description for the video so that will go and make sure that everybody can go and get there. And then this website right here, people should be able to also access the description. We'll make sure to go and include that.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to stop the recording here. I think that was great.